I first got the idea for this album, Music of the City and the Stars, while composing Lyra, which is a musical examination of the constellation Lyra and the myth of Orpheus. I wanted to complement and contrast this work with Restless City, a piece I composed for the same instrumentation, but influenced by bebop jazz. Very different aesthetic indeed. Besides being a commissioned composer of works for orchestra and opera, I am also a guitar soloist, performing alone, with piano, or in concertos with orchestra. I also play in a jazz trio, and on this album with string quartet. And what a string quartet they are! The Quatuor Saguenay features violinists Marie Bégin and Nathalie Camus, violist Luc Beauchemin, and cellist David Ellis. This group has been internationally acclaimed since its formation as the Alcan Quartet in 1989. They have given over 1,500 concerts internationally, hundreds of radio and television broadcasts, and have recorded 26 albums, winning both the Opus Award for Recording of the Year as well as the Félix Award.
Well, I really like playing, especially Lyra. I really like the dramatic arc of it, and that you're taking like a story. You're in the story, and it goes, and there's all kinds of effects to mimic like where we are in the story, and I really like the dramatic tension.
It's interesting that the first work of mine which the Quatuor Saguenay performed, Andromache Suite, was, like Lyra, inspired by ancient Greek mythology. Fully 1/4 of my hundreds of compositions to date have some connection with ancient Greek culture. Setting the story of Orpheus to music is part of a great tradition. Many earlier composers had been inspired by it, such as Monteverdi, Gluck, Haydn, Liszt, and more recently Stravinsky and Birtwistle. With Lyra, I take this further. Orpheus's lyre is represented by the electric guitar. Electric guitar is the modern-day equivalent of the popular lyre of ancient Greece. Audiences can both identify with its sonority and with the musical gestures associated with it. At times, the guitar is heard with its normal timbre, while at others, its sonority is vastly expanded through electronic processing. Exotic extended techniques in the strings, combined with these electronic effects in the guitar, create an eerie and timeless atmosphere, not unlike the character of the myth itself.
To record a lot as a quartet, and now we're in a quintet, and our guest was the composer. So it's nice, that Andrew knows what he wants to do and everything. So it was just very, very pleasant.
Lyra is a composition set in 7 movements played without pause in a series of scenes which follows the mythology of Lyra, as described in the ancient sources. The 7 principal stars of the constellation Lyra and the 7 strings of the lyre are reflected not only in the 7-movement structure, but also in the 7-note ritornello theme, which recurs throughout the composition in different musical guises and moods as the story unfolds. The piece opens with Hermes' invention of the lyre as his gift to Apollo, and follows it through the magical hands of Orpheus as he encounters the Argonauts, Eurydice, Hades, and finally the Bacchantes. The work closes with Zeus placing the lyre in the heavens in memory of the great musical wizard. My experiences as a jazz musician and improviser were directly responsible for the creation of the companion work on the album, Restless City. Completed in 2017, this composition follows the great tradition of piano quintet writing as practiced by Schumann, Brahms, and Dvorak, and features both concerto-like exchanges and intimate dialogic passages. The opening movement, Bird Talk, is a tribute to jazz legend Charlie Parker, who was known as the Bird to his friends. This movement has a distinctly bebop flair with its fast swing rhythms and the angular guitar lines. The title of the second movement, Dameronics, is a play on the name of Tadd Dameron, a composer, arranger, and pianist who was well known for his beautiful melodies and provocative harmonies. This movement, which features ethereal passages of chordal harmonics, is an exploration of the principal motive from the famous ballad If You Could See Me Now, which Dameron wrote for Sarah Vaughan. The work closes with Monkin' Around, a set of 8 variations on the highly chromatic jazz blues standard Straight No Chaser by the iconic Thelonious Monk. These variations feature contrasting moods, textures, and techniques, including a climactic fugue on the Monk theme, which accelerates into a rollicking presto, vividly recalling the original shape of the theme and bringing the work to a powerful conclusion.
It's so interesting, especially Restless City. It's, I think, really fun to play because it's really intense to play, like a Beethoven quartet in a way, I would say, in a way that we're very, very tired when we finish the piece every time because it's intense. But I think it's interesting for the audience because they see that the musicians, they have fun to play the music. I'm sure they see it, they feel it.
Let's try
More.
from P, but you know,
We do 4 before.
yes, because of the intonation on these chords.
Let's do.
Oh, that's nice. And you know what this is, eh? These are the sirens singing to the sailors,
Yeah.
trying to get them to come seduce them and then kill them. 2, 3.
I really appreciate in what you've been doing. It's been consistent all the time. You're like very passionate, and that passion comes through in the music. Something coming from deep down that's really you, and it's not superficial. I mean, you're trying things, you're experimenting with things, experimenting with the sound with the quartet. We are able to dig down as very deep to get a good recording to come out, a very, something that can be used as a reference recording, it says. Which is for this piece. And the other thing I think is amazing about this piece, these 2 pieces, is that there's nothing written for string quartet and archtop guitar. I don't think it exists anywhere.
We rehearsed and recorded my compositions in a beautiful church in a tiny village near the city of Saguenay called L'Église Notre-Dame de la Terrière.
Not too far, maybe 10 feet from the musician, I put a stereo pair of microphones to pick up the ensemble. So I had like individual mic plus ensemble mic, plus I had like maybe 50 feet away from the musician in the room, another pair of stereo microphones to pick up this atmosphere, the room sound of the church, and that all blend together made it great. And all the sound that we have on the recording is natural. There's no artificial reverb or whatever else added to it. It's all very natural, and that's what we aim for.
I played the world premiere of Lyra with the Quatuor Saguenay on March 4th, 2022 at the Centre Expérimental de Musique Saguenay. We performed both Lyra and Restless City again on June 9, 2022 in Bandine Hall on the beautiful campus of Bishop's University in the Lennoxville borough of Sherbrooke.